Hello everyone, hope I am audible. Please let me know if you all are able to hear me. Please confirm. Please confirm if I'm audible. Alright. Okay, so sorry for this delay. Sorry for this delay. This was some technical issue. So let me start the session. Okay, waiting for your comments. Waiting for your comments. Okay. So those who are in the session right now, please comment. Okay. I see that there are 10 people right now being shown here. Okay, great. Got one dislike immediately. That I'm very happy when somebody dislike my class before it starts, right? That shows that we are doing something really good. Okay, anyway, so first question must be on screen, right? So we are going to start this, and make sure right after the session is over, do share it with more and more people, right? Let me tell you, if more and more get benefited by it, I'll keep on taking more and more sessions for you. Okay, happy Mahashivratri, Sunny Rao. Thank you for reminding it to me. Okay, so a lot of people are there in the session, right? Now let me start. Hope my voice is perfect, right? I'm very much worried about the audio, right? In one session the audio was not good. So please tell me if my audio is proper, neat and clear, right? So shall I start? Say yes and I'll immediately start with question number 1. Okay, when I got the answer, that the answer for this will be 1 by 2. Okay, let me solve it. It says if a hemisphere is melted and 4 spheres of equal volume are made, what will be the radius of each sphere equal to? Now just understand there are 4 spheres of equal volume. Shall I assume the volume to be 1? You should not have any problem in that. Yes, I'm assuming volume 1, 4 sphere means total volume will be 4, right? But this is equal to the volume of the hemisphere. So volume of the hemisphere will be 4. Corresponding sphere will be having volume equal to 8. Why I am finding sphere here? Because sphere and hemisphere will have the same radius, right? That's what I need to find out. Now here you can see this one sphere was having radius 1. One sphere here is having volume 1, and one sphere here is having volume is equal to 8. Now what is the ratio of the volume, right? It is 1:8. So what will be ratio of the radius? 1 by 2, and that's how you can easily mark the answer to be B. The most important thing is that you understand how you can do questions mentally, orally, without raising the pen. That is what you have to do. So if you just think in this manner, that ultimately I need to find the volume ratio, right? If I am finding the volume ratio, I can easily get the radius ratio. Why I am not writing here hemisphere? Because that is something which doesn't make sense. If hemisphere having volume is equal to 4, the corresponding sphere with same radius will have a volume equal to 8. So 2 spheres volume, I know that ratio is simply nothing but radius cube ratio for 2 spheres. That's why I'm converting this into a sphere, and I'm writing this in this ratio, that the ratio will be 1:2. Hope it is clear. Shall I move to the next question? Please confirm. I'll immediately go to the next question. 8 came Mahipal because 4 spheres, and this 4 spheres volume was equal to hemisphere. So if hemisphere is 4, then a sphere will be 8. And why I am writing a sphere here? Because volume ratio of a sphere is nothing but the radius cube ratio. And that's why I got to know this will be radius cube, this will be radius cube. And if I reverse it, a smaller sphere, bigger sphere, 1:8, 1:2, and that's how I can mark the answer easily and orally. I hope you won't have any problem. Those who are still having problem, please, you can just revise the video once again, you'll understand. Moving to the next question, number 2. Sec theta minus tan theta is equal to 1 by root 3. So sec theta into tan theta will be, right? Tell me the value of theta which is satisfying this. Are you having anything in the mind which is satisfying this? Is it 30 degree or not? Mentally you can think, right? Because these are the basic values that you know. Rather than solving it in any other way, you simply think which value of theta is being satisfied here. 30 degree. Because if you do that, sec theta will be 2 by root 3 and tan theta will be 1 by root 3. Difference will be 1 by root 3. That means here theta is equal to 30 degrees satisfying. Now nothing is left. The answer will be 2 by root 3 into 1 by root 3, and that will give you 2 by 3. And you can easily mark option A and move further. Hope nobody is having any problem. I am going ahead. Assuming this question was damn easier, it does not require any other explanation. Question number 3. It says that there is a triangle where D is parallel to BC, very well known cases, where D is the point on AB and E is the point on AC. DE is dividing the area of triangle ABC into two equal parts. That's very important. I am drawing the triangle here, and it is simply saying DE is definitely parallel to BC. If I say this is ABC, but what is happening in this fashion, this area will be 1 and this area will be 1. What it is asking, that what will be DB ratio AB. Okay, without doing anything in the question, right? I'll go to the options. I love looking at the absurd answer given by SSC. It is very much clear from here that DB will be lesser than AB. So if DB is lesser than AB, that should be there in the option also. Just see here, is D possible? No, because here DB value corresponding to DB is more than AB, not possible. Is this A option possible? No, not possible. Two options are not possible. Then we have two options left. Let me tell you how you can do it orally. Now I'll say, look at the bigger triangle ABC. So bigger triangle ABC will have area how much? 2. ABC will have how much area? 2. 1, 1, 2. And what is the area of this smaller triangle ADE? AD is having area equal to 1. So if area ratio is 2:1, the side ratio between this bigger triangle and this smaller triangle will be √2:1. You should not have any confusion, right? If area ratio of the bigger triangle and the smaller triangle is 2:1, the side ratio will be √2:1. I'm not saying these triangles are similar because that is a well-known situation. If this line is parallel to this line, this triangle and the bigger triangle is always, similar. You can think about the angles. So if side ratio you got √2 and 1, then this value dB will be √2 minus 1, and √2 minus 1 by √2 will be the answer. The thing is, once you understand the similarity and how area and sides are related, not through mathematical formulas, but the way I taught you, right? Simple. Area ratio, the length ratio will be square root. Length ratio, area ratio will be square. Like that. You can do it orally. You can mentally do the question without even doing anything, without even drawing any diagram. You can mark the answer orally, right? Question number 4 now. Question number 4. Question number 4 says, water tax increased by 20%, its consumption is decreasing by 20%, then the increase or decrease in the expenditure of money is a well-known case. That answer is going to be 4% decrease. This is a case of successive percentage change, right? It is simply tax into consumption, right? So if consumption will be more, means if you change tax or you change consumption, right, both will change the product. If I define the product to be P or expenditure, whatever you call it. So this is a well-known case, right? A into B is equal to P. I will later teach you AB rule, and that will make these questions damn easier, pretty easier. But it is simply case that both are changing now, and simply you have to find what will be change in product. So you can either, this case is nothing but successive percentage change case. So you start with 100, increase by 20% first, it will become 120. And then decrease by 20%, that will be minus 24, will become 96. 100 becomes 96, it is a 4% decrease. Many of you must be knowing some formula also. So I don't care. If you know the formula, apply it. Otherwise, I can do it orally by looking at by thinking in terms of numbers. I can solve faster than you, right? So it's better if you can do through the formula. I don't have any problem if that is faster for you, right? But if you can erase the formula, that is also well and good. You can easily solve it. Okay, fine. You can definitely reject some answer. Understand first thing, always understand if you have a number and you increase and decrease by equal percentage successively, there will be a percentage decrease. That way you can actually reject two options for sure. Answer will be decrease, whatever it will be, that you can decide later. But at least two options you can reject. In SSC papers, this is a great skill you can have, that you can reject some options. Fine, moving to the next question now. Alright, tell me the answer for this question. Pipe A can fill an empty tank in 6 hours and pipe B can fill in 8 hours. If both the pipes are opened and after 2 hours pipe A is closed, then how much time B will take to fill the remaining tank? I'm waiting for your answer. We'll take give you some 30 second, 40 second, and give me the answer for this particular question. It's very easy question, not difficult, but I want you all to answer this particular question. Okay, so some are, if you get the answer, please immediately comment that what will be answer in this case, this pipes and cistern question. A very easy one. Let's see who gives the right answer first. Okay, so I got the first answer from Anil. Anil is saying A option is right. I don't know A is right or wrong, but Sadie is saying A. Anil is again saying A. Looks like A is right option. Most of you are getting A, so A must be right. Okay. Alright, Pushpendra is also going with A. Most of you are getting A, so A must be right. Okay. Some different answer, 2.5 is also coming, okay, which is not even there in the option. Okay. Vedasiva is saying C option 2 by 5 is right. Okay. Please wait and let me tell you how to do this question without raising your pen. For that, you need to have little understanding about the percentages. I'm going to ask you a question that this particular value is given to be 2 hours. If this value is given 2 hours, that means A and B, both pipes worked for 2 hours, right? A can fill a tank in 6 and 8, right? So 2 hours they are working together. I'm going to ask you a question that if you look at this 6 hours and A has worked for 2 hours. If A is working for 2 hours, that is 1/3 of the time is for, as far as A is concerned, 1/3 of the time it is going to fill 1/3 of the tank. That is 33.33%. Alright, you can do it orally, mentally, understand. I'm writing it to explain you. B fills in 8 hours. If B has also worked for 2 hours initially, 1/4 time, 1/4 tank, 25%. Together you can clearly see they must be filling 58.33%. That means the leftover portion will be little over 40%. Little over 40%. Who is filling it? Only B. And capacity of B is, you can clearly see, is 8 hours. Right? I'm going to ask you a simple question. That 8 hours in percentage term becomes 12.5% per hour. You can clearly see it will go 3 times and little more than that. It is not going to be 2 plus. It is 3 plus. Getting my point or not? Why I tell you that percentage is a better method? Because in percentage approach, okay, Annie, sorry, I called you Anil. Okay, in percentage approach, the best thing is that the information about remaining time is already known. If I say 50% work is done, remaining work will be definitely 50%. You don't take a second to calculate it. If I say work done is 60%, remaining work will be 40%. You don't take a second to calculate it. That is the benefit of percentage approach, right? Because total work will be 100%, so the remaining work is already known. While in any other method in the universe, right, you need to calculate the remaining work by one arithmetic operation, that is subtraction. First you will find how much work has been done, then you will find how much work is pending, right? One more step you require. And that is why I say you master percentages, right? You are going to get time and work questions will become funny questions for you, right? Like here, pipes and cistern, right? Getting my point? You can do it orally if you are having good percentage approach. You will mentally think 33, you mentally think 25, 58, roughly little over 40, 12.5, 3 point something. That's it. Over, right? Moving to the next question. Question number 6 is, given that the ratio of altitudes of two triangles is 4:5 and their areas is 3:2, you have to find the ratio of their corresponding bases, right? I think this question does not require any great skill, right? It can be done very easily. Tell me what is the answer for this question. Look, you know that the base into height or altitude actually gives you the area, right? So what has been given here, that the area ratio has been provided. So you look here, you have base ratio, then you will have height ratio or altitude ratio, right? And that will give you area ratio. I'm writing it. So area ratio will be clearly is given to be 3:2. Base ratio you have to calculate. And what is height ratio? Height ratio has been given to be 4:5. So this does not require any skill, right? It is going to be 15/8. Base ratio will be 15/8. So I won't even take much time in this question. I mean, I'm going to move ahead. It was simply based on simple that you have knowledge of the area or not, right? Simply. Do not say base into height is not area. Okay. Oh, I know that it is half into base into height, but this 1 by 2 will be there in area of both. It doesn't make any sense. When we talk about ratios, constant term has no relevance. Forget about 1 by 2. It's length into length, base into height. Question number 7. Read it out. If 90 men can do a certain job in 16 days working 12 hours per day, then the part of the work which can be completed by 70 men in 24 days working 8 hours per day, and wonderful, I can easily mark C when I finished reading the question. Okay, right? How did I get C? Let me tell you. Because anyone can solve this question, right? There is no magical skill here. It is about finding men, days, hour and making it constant. Hope all of you know this, that for a certain work, for a constant work, product of men, days, hour is constant, right? Coming back. All right. How I did it correctly, try to understand. When I was reading this question, what I found, this is 90 and this is 16 and this is 12, right? So they will come in the product, right? 90 into 16 into 12. And then if you look at this scenario, it is 70 into 24 into 8. Actually 24 into 8 and 16 into 12 is same. How I found it out? Very easily. Because what I did, I made it 12. So 2 went here, it will become 16. 12 into 16. So if these two elements are actually their product is equal, they will have no relevance in finding the ratio of the work. So here it is 70 men, here it is 90 men. So if 90 men did the complete work, 70 men will do 7 by 9 work because other two factors are eliminated. The product was same, right? Hope it is clear that you can easily do it. But how you solve in the paper? You will waste your entire time doing this. 70 into 24 into 8 divided by 90 into 16 into 12, and then you will love, oh my god, you will become happy that you are able to cut these numbers. 12 into 2 cancel out, you will happily mark 7 by 9. But actually that is not a happy situation, it's a very worse situation, right? You already got the answer while reading the question, right? So be little alert, right? In this MDH product, when we calculate, right, we have to look for if some factors can already be eliminated, right? You eliminate them, you do not write them. So here what happened, that days and hour product actually were equal. So they have no relevance. You can just quickly, what you can do? The time factor has no relevance. Days into hour give you what? Days into hour will give you total hours of work. So if their product is same in both the case, that means the time is not relevant. So if time is not relevant, only man's will decide how much work will be done. Hope it is clear, right? Smartly you can solve this question without wasting much of the time, right? Say yes if you understood, so that I can move to the next question, that is question number 8. Question number 8 says A and B can do a piece of work in 30 and 36 days respectively. They began the work together, but A after days, A left. It should be A left after some days, that we do not know, right? A left after some days, and B finished the remaining work in 25 days. After how many days did A leave? Already wonderful question. How many of you knew that this question is, you can solve this question, right? It is not difficult. I should not waste your time in this question. But the thing is, even if you can solve, right, I am damn sure, right, you will take much of the time in solving this question. But what I'm going to tell you right now will make sure that you will directly mark the answer without doing anything. Two things I'm going to ask you all, understand please, that this remaining work is completed by B in 25 days, right? So B is completing the remaining work in 25 days. All right. So how much work was done before by A and B together must be nothing but B's 11 days work. Getting my point or not? If I talk only in terms of B, since B has finished 25 days work later, that means the previous work which A and B did in combination together is nothing but equal to B's 11 days work. Right or wrong? But you know that this work has been done by A and B both. Tell me please, if A and B would have been equally efficient, that means equal efficiency, time taken would have been how much? 5.5 days or not? Yes. Equal efficient means what? Half the time. But the question directly tells you that A is actually more efficient than B. So one person is more efficient If they would have been equally efficient, they would have taken 5.5 days. They will take less than 5.5 days. What is the answer? 5 days. Do you need to calculate anything? No. Logic. And this is not my question, right? It is a question given by SSC Tier 2 exam, right? The thing is, you miss these things. You have a fixed format of doing the questions. So when you have the fixed format of doing the questions, you will always put the value in that format and definitely you'll get the answer. But you never know what you can do in this paper with the proper thinking. That's what I'm showing you. The small logic, right? That two person with equal efficiency half the time. One is more efficient, time taken will be lesser. Even if option would have been 5.5 here, then also you would have marked 5. And see how they are giving you the options, right? Yeah, Mahipal is saying, but we need to develop this thinking. Mahipal, it is good that at least you are having knowledge that these kind of things are possible. Getting my point or not? Fun is saying, suppose the option is 4.5. These questions that I'm choosing, Fun and Facts, I don't know your name. This is not my question. Getting my point or not? If 4.5 would have been the option, yeah, no problem, right? Maybe you will not be able to directly mark it, but that's not an issue. Even then it can be solved very easily. Getting my point or not? Maybe it will require one more step. You need to compare the efficiencies to get the answer. Let me tell you how you can do it if there is another option, maybe 4.9 also, right? Let me do it. So let's say efficiency, you are saying B is 11 days work. You just think about efficiency then, right? You will say this will be efficiency ratio will be 6:5, right? So B's 11 days work, efficiency corresponding is 5. I can say total work will be 55 units. Efficiency into time. Now, if A and B together will be working, their combined efficiency will be 11. The work is 55. Time taken will be 5 days. Getting my point or not? So even then it is not difficult, sir. Through traditional method, whatever you time you take, I guarantee you, right? Even if they give you closer answer, right? You will use it. Fun and Facts are saying, but in exam we do not know, options are given. What I'm trying to tell you is that if you start thinking correctly right now, look, it will not happen in the exam directly in one day. No, it is not going to happen. You need to work on it. When you work on it, then only you will be able to see it. And why it is important you see through it, because there are lakhs of people preparing for this exam, right? I'm giving you an opportunity that you can think very different from others, right? That will be added asset with you. Everyone is reading the same book, right? Same formulas, same methods. I'm telling you something, you focus on working on your common sense, right? You should work on it. Okay. LCM will be 36 into 30. No, I am not going through LCM approach, Mahipal. What I am saying is efficiency ratio I calculated. The time ratio is 5:6. Efficiency ratio will be 6:5. B's 11 days work, 5 days B is doing, right? Sorry, B efficiency of B is 5. 11 days work. Total work unit will be 55 for this work. If A and B both will be doing this work, right? Then what? 11 will be the combined efficiency, 6, 5, 11. Total work is 55. Time taken will be 5 days. So work on this skill and make it your own, right? I tell you, in exam, when you have a skill of this type of thinking, a skill doesn't come in one day. I'm again saying, I'm just showing you the direction you need to work on it. Because if you mark this thing, that the same question, you mark this thing, that is not your skill. You are again doing memorization and going to the exam. But if you develop this skill, right, you will automatically do the best thing in the exam. Because that is your skill. You will already get to know, okay, the options are far apart, I can check the options. So that is something will come slowly. It is not going to come in one day. You need to work on it. Nothing great comes in one day. Rome was not built in one day, right? Question number 9. It says the marked price of a take prepared recorder is 12,600. A festival discount of 5% is allowed on it. Further, for cash payment, a discount of 2% is given. Then cash payment is to be made for buying is. A good calculation skill will allow you not to raise the pen, but even if you don't have that much calculation speed, maybe you need to raise the pen, but it is not difficult. Let me tell you how to proceed. You write 12,600 here, if you can't do mentally, but otherwise if you practice, you can do it mentally. You have to find 5% discount. How to find 5%? 10% will be 1260, 1/10 of the number. 5% will be half of that. So you can clearly see that is going to be 630. I think nobody will be having any problem at least till this stage. Now 12,600 and you have to subtract 630. So what you have to do, you can clearly say 600 and then 70. That will become 11,970. Alright, 11,970 is what you are going to get here after 5% discount. Then you need to go further and give 2% discount. Now this number is roughly 12,000, right? 2% of it, how will you calculate? 1% will be roughly 119.7, means 120. So 2% will be roughly subtracting 240. Now you can clearly see, if you subtract 240 from here, this is a number in 900 something, and you subtract 240, right? 970 and then 240 you subtract, you are going to get something 730 near to it, right? You need not to calculate it exactly and waste your time. It is about, because options are again far apart, right? Look here, 703 and 730 were only closer values. Even these two values are very far apart. Answer should be divisibility. You need not look into the divisibility of the answer and all, right? Please, because that is something which is not desirable here, not required even, right? You have to go into that direction if nothing works. Percentage calculation, calculating 5% is not difficult, right? 10% by 2, 630, basic subtraction, easily you can do it these steps mentally. You have to work on it, practice it. Divisibility is something which should not be, something which you should look for in this particular question. Can I go ahead? Question number 10 now. It says the average of 30 students of a class is 14 years, 4 months after admission of 5 new students in the class. The average become 13 years, 9 months. The youngest one of the 5 new student is 9 year, 11 month old. So to find the average of remaining 4 new student. All right. Clear or not? So shall we solve it? Okay. So usually I solve these questions using deviation approach, but I'm not sure how many of you know the deviation approach. But still I'll try to explain you that. So essentially what you can think of, either first you convert these year values into years, because there is year and month also. So if you're not comfortable in subtracting month and years, there are 2 units of time given. What you can do, you can simplify like this also, that you can write 4 months will be what? 1/3 of the year, right? That will be easy for you then. And then it is saying 5 new is entering, so the average is becoming 13 years, 9 months. So 13 I'll write, and 9 months is 3/4, right? Quarter, that not a whiskey quarter, right? Even you can relate with that. I don't have any problem. You just understand what is a quarter, right? So quarter of the year, 1/4, 9 months is 3/4, right? So this is entering, and it is what it is saying, that when 5 is entering, then this becomes the total average of all the 35 people. Third information is given, the youngest one of the 5. Among this 5, there is one youngest member who is having this age, right? So you have to find what is the average age of the remaining 4 new students, right? So let me solve this particular question using deviation. You can clearly see that, this case, whenever you have 2 values given like 30 and 5, right? 30 were there, 5 are entering. You can simplify the ratio. You can write this to be equivalent to 6:1. Now whatever calculation I'm going to do, if I calculate value corresponding to 1, actually I have calculated value corresponding to the average of that 5 element. So I have just taken the ratio. Have you seen the weight ratio in allegation? In the same form, this is also the thing. Alright. So when I write this ratio to be 6:1, then what you have to do? Then you have to just calculate that if 7 are having this average, right, and 6 are having this average, you can find this value or not? I'm not using deviation here, please. I'm just using your method that you already know. You just multiply these values, 14, 1/3 and 6. What you are going to get? 84 plus 2. That will give you 86 here, right? So 86 is the total here. And then you take 1, the value will become then 7. 7, including this 1 as well. So 7 times this 13. So you multiply, you are going to get 91. And then it will give you 21/4. 21/4 if you do, you simplify, you are going to get plus 5 plus 1/4. Right or wrong? Hope all of you are understanding this. So it is exactly become 96 1/4. Alright. So what it is telling you that the 7 members are having this 96 1 by 4 age, and the 6 members had 86 is the age. Now tell me the difference. If you take the difference, what you are going to get will be 10 1 by 4, and this is corresponding to this one member or corresponding to group of 5 members. Now I'm going to ask you a question. If this is 10 1 by 4, and then it has been provided that the youngest one of the 5 is 9 year 11 month old, right? That means what they are telling again, that out of these 5, about 1% they are giving the information. So if you just think about this 5 and multiply this value by 5, it will become 51 1 by 4. 50 and 5 by 4, 51 1 by 4. Now from this you have to subtract this value. Now do not waste much of the time. You can directly mark the answer B at this stage. Why I'm saying, try to understand, this is 10 years and 3 months. Alright. So average of 5 people are 10 years 3 months. One person I need to exclude now, who is 9 year 11 month old. Alright. So 9 year 11 month old is just having a gap of 4 months, not more than that. 4 months only. There is a gap of only 4 months. So someone who is leaving the group is just having 4 years less. Average will go up, but it cannot go up to the extent to increase these averages by more than a year. Getting my point or not? Because only 4 months surplus is available to the group if one is leaving. And if you divide it among 4 members, it will become 10 year 4 months. 1 month each average will go up. So that's how you can easily mark the answer. But when I'll explain deviation in one of the topical classes, this question will become way easier. Right now I have tried to depend on the traditional approach, but one help I have done is that you write these ratios, 6:1. Do not deal with 30 and 5 directly. It will waste much of the time, right? Moving to the next question now. Question number 11. Question number 11 says 3 glasses of equal volume contains acid with water. The ratio of acid water are 2, 3, 3, 4 and 4, 5. Amit, I'll explain the deviation approach in some other session. First, I need to teach deviation, right? Read this out. 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. Contents of these glasses are poured into a large vessel. The ratio of acid and water in the large vessel is going to be. So how to solve this particular question? First, this is acid and water ratio. Whenever you deal with such question, right, you have to calculate acid by total or water by total. I'm writing acid by total for all 3. So it will be 2 by 5. It will be 3 by 7. It will be 4 by 9. And the way ratios has been given, right, they are quite closer. Alright. So how to proceed then? We need to find average of all 3. When they are being mixed in equal quantities means weights are equal. Weights are equal means simple average. But directly do not take simple average. How to take that? First make LCM. Make denominator same everywhere because they are in fractions, right? So let's make the denominator same. You can clearly hear the product of these two will give you how much? 63. 63 times 5 you need to calculate. That will give you 315. Now I'm going to write denominator says 315 everywhere. Now please tell me what this denominator is representing. Total, right? Getting my point or not? How many of you are getting this? That denominator is representing what? Total. Now what I'm just saying that if 315, 315, 315 you are getting in the denominator and you go and take simple average, do you know what denominator will look like? 315 into 3. Right or wrong? That's how it will look like. So ultimately denominator will become 945. Using that only you can mark C option. Only C option gives you numerator plus denominator is equal to 945. This we were able to do because all options are very close. Every answer, the total parts is, something 900 something, 900 something, 900 something. That is a clear cut thing to tell you that, there is no cancellation taking place later. No cancellation. The ratio is not being simplified later. That's why I am just focusing on the total part. So once you easily identify, in this question, you need not to raise the pen. Again, I'm telling you. Once you identify 579, take the LCM. 579 LCM will be 315, 5 into 63. All are 5 and 7 right prime numbers. 9 is not having any common factor. So directly you have to take product 5 into 7 into 9 for LCM. That is 315. Once you get 315, you need to know that this is denominator, and further you need to divide by 3 to calculate the average, equal volume. So the value total will become 945. Only C option can be correct. That's it. That's how you can easily do. But there are people, right, who love to waste their time. They will calculate here Mahipal, do not say if ratio simplify. Then I need to go one more step. I am just trying to teach you something else, right? These things people never use. They will calculate numerator. I am telling you, as in SSC, questions are given in a way there is a scope of marking the answer before actually calculating it. Right? Getting my point. So if case, you already know how to do that. You need to go one more step. You need to find even the LCM also. I'm not focusing on that, sir. I'm here to teach you something different. That these kind of questions are given where you can mark before actually matching everything. Alright, sir. So Mahipal, hope you got my answer, right? That if case is something you keep aside right now, because that you know how to do that. You need to calculate numerator and match everything, right? Then I can tell you something else. That thing is different. Okay, DI, right? Do you fear DI? Do you fear DI? I love DI. Alright. So let's solve it. And I'll make you fall in love with DI. Once again. I think I did this with one question. I'll make it happen once again. Alright, read question number 12 and let's see what it says. The graph shows production in thousands of two types P and Q of vehicle by factory over 2009 to 2014. Study the graph and answer the following question. And question number 12 says, in how many of the given years was the production of type P vehicles of the company more than the average production of this type vehicle in the given years? Now, if you look at the question once again, right, I do not want to deal with 100, 150, 200 and all, right? Do you remember something that I did in the last DI 2016 paper? I made the numbers simpler. I am going to do the same thing here. 25 is looking me a common factor here. So if 25 is a common factor, I'll divide everything by 25 and make the data simpler. They give whatever they want. I'll do whatever I want, right? This value will be 8. This value will be 9. This value will be 11 and 11, right? I know that 11 means 11 into 25. Similarly, I'll go here and this will be 7. This will be 6. This will be 5. This will be 7. Sorry. Let me correct it. This will be 7. This will be 7. And this will be 9. Right? Whatever numbers I have written, they are nothing but into 25. I'll deal with them later. Now, what they are asking here, the type P, where how many values are more than average? Look at the type P, cross values, 4, and then what is the number? 5, 9, 8, 9, 8, 17, 17 and 9, 26, then 11 and 22, right? What is the sum you are getting? Are you getting average to be 8 or not? Are you getting average to be 8 or not? Tell me. For cross, what is the average? Sir, if you have confusion, I'll write once again. This is 4 plus 5 plus 8 plus 9 plus 11 plus 11, right? Now you sum everything. Tell me what you are getting. 48 by 6 will be 8 or not? So if average is equal to 8, three numbers are clearly more than 8, so I can mark 3. I'm just asking you a question. Is it easy to deal with these simple numbers, or was it easy to deal with 100, 125, 125, 175? This small thinking can change the way you calculate, right? Do you know what? If I teach you average, it won't take you even second to identify that 8 is the average. Why? Because if you go on the right side of 8, the positive deviation and the negative deviation will match. So that is something I'll teach you later. Okay, anyways. So question number 1 is done, right? Question number 1 is done. That the answer is going to be clear cut 3. Alright, so in every question I need to write those values so that you do not have any confusion. So 4, 5, 5, then 7, 7, 9. Then I'll start with this is 9, this is 8, and this is 6, this is 7, and this is 11 and 11, right? Let's read out this question. The total production of type P in 9 and 11 is what percent of Q, 10 and 14? So 9 and 11 P find out. So P is 9 is 4, and then 11 is here. So 4 and 8 will be equal to 12. You have to find this is what percent of 10 and 14 Q. So 10 is 6 and 14 is 9, right? So I am getting it 14. Tell me what I have written is right or wrong. It is perfectly right. So what is the answer? 80%. I'm again asking you this question, that if you would have dealt with 100, 125, 125, 175, would it have been that easier to find the percentage? No. So one small thinking is making sure you are calculating like computer. So 3 4s are 3 5s are 4 by 5 is 80%. A fraction equivalent of 4 by 5 is 80%. Are you doing it easily or not? Say yes, so that I can move ahead. All the questions will be fun for you now. The ratio of total production of type P to total production of type Q over years. Do you know what? I can directly mark the answer to be A. How I did that? I had just calculated that this value is going to be 48 total, because the average was 8. So that is my gut feeling, I am marking it. No, that is not the reason. Let me tell you why I marked this. You need actually, little more knowledge. When I looked at these numbers, right, I was able to sum it. But anyways, if you cannot do that, look, this option will not be right. By looking at the graph, you can clearly see only 2 values of Q are more than P. But rest 4 values of P are more than Q. So P is definitely going to be more than Q. This is not possible. This is not possible. Look, rejected 2 options or not. That ability you need to develop by looking at the graph. 2 options left. 48 ratio 41 and 8 ratio 5. They are quite closer, I must say. So if you have not done that calculation yet, let me do it for you. It is going to be 9 7 7, then it is going to be 5 6 7, right? So you can clearly see, you sum it out and please tell me what you are getting. You will get 41 or not? Yes, getting my point or not? So 41 you are getting, 48 ratio 41 is the answer. Now let me tell you, we did the simplification well in advance, but others will be doing simplification in every question. Who is smart? Right? You or others? We did the simplification. It was possible to simplify, so we made the simplification in advance. We just figured out that, okay, this is the common factor. I'm going to remove it from everywhere. Whenever they will ask absolute values, I will put it back. I'll multiply by 25. Whatever 3 questions were there, they were not required to be any absolute value. So I did not multiply by 25. But others will be, doing the same calculation in every paper. How to do it on rough paper? Sir, if paper will be online, you can note down all the values in a piece of paper. Make a table quickly, right? P and Q. Make a table like this in the exam. Write here P and write here Q. You write here different years, right? And it won't take time. You note down all the values on piece of paper. Then over, question will have nothing to do, right? You look at the table and mark the answers, sir. Think about others, right, who are having bigger values with them. They have not simplified it, and be happy. Question number 15 now. Approximate percentage decrease in production of type Q vehicles from 10 to 11. I will go to the previous page. 10 to 11 type Q. So 10 to 11 type Q is a decrease from 6 to 5. 6 to 5 decrease is known as decrease of 1 over 6. 1 by 6 in fractional term is 16.7% approximately. Done or not? So easily you are solving questions. Very happy for you. Alright. Question number 16 now. It is saying Q in 2010, P in 14. Right? Q in 10, P in 14. I'm going in the previous case. Right? Tell me please, what is the values you are going to get? Q in 10 and P in 14. So come here. Q in 10 was 6 and P in 14 was 11. Right? Getting my point or not? So P in 11 was, that's what is given, right? So this is 11 and this is 6. I think you won't take any time that the answer is little over 50%. How I did that? 11 is the denominator, right? 1 by 11 is 9.09. 9.09 times 6 will be something like this. Or you can think like this. This is the number. 50% of it will be half of the number 5.5. This is little over 5.5. Little over 5.5. means little over 50%. That is 54.5% without any problem. You did it. Happy? DI is really a fun, right? Okay. Moving to the next question then. Question number 17. Read it out. Question number 17 says the portion of a ditch which is 48 meter long, 16.5 meter wide and 4 meter deep that can be filled with stones and earth available during excavation of a tunnel, cylindrical in shape, of diameter 4 meter and length 56 meter. Make the volumes equal, sir. Nothing else is to be done, right? So what you have to do here, 48 into 16.5 into 4 equals to 22 by 7, cylindrical in shape, right? So pi into r square into h, that is given to be 56. This will give you 8. This 4 will be cancelled with this 4. Now what you have to find actually here in this particular question, they are asking about the portion, right? So if they are asking us about the portion, it is not going to be equal, it is going to be this times k, right? And we have to calculate that, I mean essentially, sorry, this ratio you have to find out. You have to find out this ratio. I will write in numerator 22 times whatever value has been left, 4 into 8 now, right? Getting an r is given, okay, sorry, yes, correct it out. R is given to be 2. So you write this to be 2 square, so it will be overall cancelled. Thanks for correcting, right? Okay, let me correct it. Okay, so let me correct it, please, the values. This will be 2 square, so 4 and 4 will be directly cancelled, and 7 times 8 you are going to get here. Alright, getting my point or not? Now what you have to do, this was this much wide was given, right? 48 meter long, this much wide, this much deep. So we got the volume here, we are getting certain volume here also. But what we have to understand here, we have to find the ratio that they are talking about. Okay, so to calculate that ratio, you have to just do little simplification and find the answer. So let me write that out. 48 times 16.5 divided by, you are left with 22 times 8. So you go here 6 times, alright, and then this particular value that is left with you 16.5, and then you have to do some more simplification. You divide it. I do not want to waste my time in calculation, but otherwise you can divide it. If you take 11, it will give you 2, and it will give you 11 into 1.5. So essentially you are getting 9 by 2, but actually we had to calculate the reverse thing. It will be 2 by 9. Okay, we had to calculate this by this, so that is not to worry, right? You can calculate, and you are you getting 9 by 2 because I wrote total in numerator and you know the portion in the denominator. That's why I was getting 9 by 2. The answer will be 2 by 9. Okay, moving to the next question. 18 says the sum of money is placed at a compound interest double itself in 5 years. It will amount to 8 times itself at the same rate of interest. Look, so in 5 years it becomes double. Next 5 years it will become further double. In next 5 years it will become further double. That's what compound interest does. So to become 8 times it needs 15 years, and that's how you can mark the answer and go ahead. Nothing in the question, right? It's very easy one. Question number 19, very interesting question, right? And let me discuss it. I'll just give you the way of solving this particular question. First thing is that, you know, in this question you can reject 2 options orally. How? I'll say just put b is equal to 0 maybe, let's say. If I put b is equal to 0, right, then what will happen? Your sine a will become equal to 0. And tan a will also become equal to 0. If sine a and tan a both becomes equal to 0, means a will be equal to 0 degree. So if a is 0, then cos square a, it is cos square a. Alright. So if you put a is equal to 0, that should be equal to 1. So I'm just going to come here in this particular question and I'll try to explore all the possibilities, right? If you put here m and n is equal to 0 and 0, let's say, because even if I put m and n equal to 0 here, then also I'll get tan a 0 and sine a 0. So if you put then what will happen? A will be 0, cos square A will be 1. But here what will happen? If you put mn is equal to 0, this will give you -1. It is not possible. This will give you, you know, these two options are written same. Actually, they should not be same. Some mistake has been done while typing, right? These options should not be same, right? I think there should be, what, at one place it should be plus and minus combination like this. So even if it written like this, if you put mn and 0, it will become -1, not possible. I need 1. These two options are possible answers. These two answers are possible answer, but you won't be able to identify immediately which answer is right directly, okay? Because here the variables are not 2, there are 3 variables, A, B, M, N, sorry, 4 variables are there. So you have to proceed further and solve it. I'm just going to tell you the way how you can do this particular question. What you can do from here, you can just calculate sine A by cos A, alright? And then you are going to get N, and you will write sine B upon cos B, alright? Then from here you can clearly see that you can sine A sine B you will get. If you get sine A by sine B here, you can write this to be M by cos A is equal to N by cos B. Then what you have to do, you have to square both sides. You will get cos square A on this side, M square N square here. Then you will have cos square B, and cos square B you can write in terms of 1 minus sine square B. You can calculate sine B from here, which will contain sine A, and then both sides will contain cos square A, and you can simplify it. So I'm leaving this question for you. You can comment the answers later when you solve it. This is not having nothing magical other than this, that I can reject 2 options, right? When I'll teach you some more things in case of trigonometry, right, at that time your thought process will grow up, and we'll do something else to find the answer without even going through this route. But for that you need to wait. But otherwise, till then you can solve like that. I rejected 2 options, and I'm telling you how to solve the exact value. Moving to the next question, that is question number 20. Easiest question, right? A plus B is equal to 1, right? So if A plus B is equal to 1, only one condition they are giving, and they are asking what will be this value. Answer is in constant. You put B is equal to 0 first. Put B is equal to 0. If you put B is equal to 0, all the terms with B will go away. You will be left with only A cube minus A to the power 4. And if A will become equal to 1, the answer will be 0 or not? That has to be correct. Alright, 0 is the right answer. Fine. Question number 21 now is saying SCF and LCM of 2 numbers are 21 and 84 respectively. If the ratio of the 2 numbers is 1:4, then the largest of the 2 number, this term is missing. By looking at the options, it should be largest. Alright, so you can clearly see the answer here is 84 itself. How I did that? I found that, I know that LCM into SCF product is nothing but product of numbers. I hope you all know this property, that LCM into SCF is nothing but product of numbers. So this only, this product I can write as product of numbers. You can clearly see even these 2 numbers which are written, they are in 1:4. These are the numbers, 21:84. Why these are the numbers? Even you can check. If you have 2 numbers 21 and 84, 21 become the LCM. We are having 4 multiples, right? So if 21 and 84 both numbers are multiple, the highest number itself becomes LCM, and the lowest number becomes highest common factor. That is what is given. They directly gave you the numbers which are nothing but they are multiple of each other. That's why 81 becomes the largest number directly without any problem. Okay, moving to the next question, and all right, that says A plus 1 by B is equal to B plus 1 by C is equal to C plus 1 by A, and they're asking what is the A, B, C whole square. All right. Do you know what? We have done a very similar question. We have done a very similar question in the previous paper. You put the value of A to be 1, B to be minus 1 by 2, and C to be minus 2. This is one possibility. The other possibility is A minus 1, B 1 by 2, and C 2. If you put these 2 conditions, here you are going to get ABC product is equal to 1. Here you will get ABC product to be minus 1. But you have to find ABC whole square, and that will be 1 in both conditions. Alright, in the previous case that we did, there was option like 1, -1 or both. Hope you all remember, right? So if they ask you only about ABC, it can have two possibilities. It can be 1 also, it can be -1 also, right? There are two possibilities for the product of ABC. But here in this particular question, since they are asking ABC whole square, the only possibility is there, that is 1. -1 square is also 1. And do not waste your time in simplifying this expression and doing anything else. Don't do that. The best way to solve, put the numbers and answer. Question number 23 is asking AB ratio is given, BC ratio is given. How simple a question they're asking, right? Okay, first I'll tell you how to reject these two options. Okay, when I looked at the values, look, B is more than A and B is more than, C is more than B. I mean, this is the increasing ratio. If ratio is increasing, try to understand this. If ratio is increasing, sum of two largest parts will be highest. B and C are the largest parts, so B plus C will be highest. That means out of these three combination that you have written, A, B, B, C, C, A, two largest, B, C will be highest. Middle value should be highest. These two options were not satisfying that, they're gone. Now out of the two options left, let's do little work. A, B is 2, 3. So sum of this will be 5. That's why only B option is possible. Alright, or you just sum it out. I don't have any problem. You find 5 first and then you find 10 first. That will make sure this is right answer. 5, 10 is coming only in B option. Question number 24 now. Question number 24 says, if a man walks at the rate of 5 km per hour, he is missing a train by 7 minutes. However, if he is walking at the rate of 6 km per hour, he is reaching his destination or station 5 minutes before the arrival of the train. The distance covered by him to reach the station. I know every one of you must be knowing answer of this. Nisha, you may be having some internet issues because it is perfect at my end. Okay, so every one of you know how to solve this question, because this question is very, 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 easy, and it has come many times in the exam. But I'm going to tell you something different. This is a case of A and to B product is equal to constant. I call this AB rule. And here you can clearly see it is speed into time is equal to distance, where distance is constant in both the cases, reaching to the station, right? Now try to understand, initially speed was 5, so he's missing the train by 7 minutes. Missing the train by 7 minutes means what? Reaching 7 minutes late. So if this is the normal time of the train, he is reaching 7 minutes late. I am writing plus 7. In the second case, when his speed became equal to 6, he is reaching 5 minutes before. I mean, I will write 5 here. At this point of time he is reaching. So the time difference between both the cases is 12 minutes. This is the first thing you should know. Alright. So this is 12 minutes in the middle. So now what you have to do, if a speed was 5, there was certain time taken. When speed is becoming 6, then what is happening? The time is actually changing. I can teach you through AB rule, but I don't know if you know or not. So I will teach through some other way. Now you can clearly see speed is becoming 6 by 5. So time will be becoming 5 by 6. Then only product can remain same. If a speed is becoming 6 by 5, time must be 5 by 6. Then only speed can change. And you can also see that the time difference between both the cases is 12 minutes. So this difference 6 minus 5 is corresponding to 12 minutes. One part is 12 minutes. So 5 parts will be how much? 60 minutes. And when this 60 minutes time is taken, when speed is 6, then time correspond to 5. So that's why in 60 minutes, speed is 6 km per hour, the answer becomes 6 km. You can easily do it orally if you understand once. When I'll teach you AB rule, this is going to be oral question, right? Even you need not to write 6 by 5. You will be doing it orally, but you need to wait for that. Question number 25, I need not to solve. 10% profit, 10% loss is 1% loss. Done. Thank you everyone for being in the class. Alright, so all of you, hope you are enjoying the session. Do not forget to hit thumbs up, right? And do share it with others, right? When video reaches to more and more people, more and more students, right, I feel more motivated to come for these sessions, right? So continuously we are having session tomorrow and day after tomorrow. I'll try to finish at least this paper before your exam. But I want you all to at least spread the word, right? Let others know about this platform. and I'll make sure I'll keep on coming live and keep on teaching you new things each. So my purpose is that before your tier 2 exam, I just want to give you a glimpse of how you can use your common sense in getting the answer. Look, do not worry. Annie, you were saying that you teach some new methods, right? I don't want to teach new methods because I know that in the exam you won't be able to use it. My purpose of this series was how you can use the options, how you can use your common sense. Yes, there are so many methods that I can teach you that will make your problem solving way easier. But this is not the time before tier 2 exam that 10 days ago I teach you something like that. I just want to see that whatever your knowledge level is, these things you can do in the paper. This is just common sense, right? This is common sense, basic number putting, looking through the options questions and making it simpler, rejecting two option, making DI questions simpler by just initially reducing the values. These things I want you to learn. So whatever knowledge level you carry right now, if you just change the approach of doing the questions, means you just use the common sense, yes, you can score 20% more marks. That's it. That is the benefit of this series. When it is coming about concepts and everything, right, I must say I will be teaching that to the 2018 people because they have time to understand, to apply, right? For you, you should not worry that your preparation is lacking anywhere. I'm not taking this session to show you that you are lacking anywhere. No, you should be 100% confident of what you have done. Yes, definitely with these sessions, you will be improving. You take that improvement with you in the exam. On the exam day, you have to be 100% confident that I'm going to do my best. So this is not the right time to learn any new concept. I'm not teaching any concept right now, understand? I'm just telling you how to solve questions with what you already know, but in a better way, with the help of basic, making the question simpler and solving it. So that's what my purpose was. I'm just giving you the way of solving questions at the moment. Might be in further sessions, I will be definitely dealing with concepts as well. All right. So just keep sharing these sessions with you all through your friends. Use WhatsApp or share on your Facebook page, right? And use that so that more and more people know about it. CDS paper solution, Prabhat. Parabd. Okay. Nice request. Okay, we'll try to take it later, perhaps. I cannot tell you the time frame right now because my priority is to do more papers for CGL tier 2 at the moment, but definitely I'll look into your request as well. CDS 2017 paper for sure. I have noted down. Any other question by anyone who want it to be answered? Okay, general question you can ask me, right? Okay, how many of you have joined the session for the first time? Live session on Aptrix platform for the first time? New people. I love interacting new people, so that's why I'm asking. Okay, Rama is saying CPO please. Okay, we'll do that as well. Noted it down. All right. Okay. So let's wrap up the session now. Okay. Thank you everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. I'm closing it now.